On September 18th, I made a game in 1 hour for a charity livestream, raising funds for Louisville Makes Games, a nonprofit that aims to support game creators in Louisville, Kentucky. Donors could pick a theme to assign to a random jammer, and my theme was...
Leak.
L-E-A-K or L-E-K?
I would say L-E-A-K.
L-E-A-K. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm using PuzzleScript to make this game. Okay, so Leak. Leak makes me think of pipes. That's the first thing I think of, and a lot of great puzzle games have been made about pipes. Pipe Push Paradise. There was a really good PuzzleScript one recently. One of my favorite game series is WarioWare. There's a pretty good puzzle that's in those games. Every game will have like a take on it. There's pipes that flow down, and then you've got like a cup, and you want to put the cup under the pipe where the water will come out, so you have to look at it and figure out where you think the water is going to come out. But yeah, a lot of puzzle games have been made about connecting pipes to each other, and I think that is a pretty cool idea. We can kind of start there. Let's do that. I think that's pretty simple. It's kind of hard to visualize what I'm talking about, but let me just go ahead and get it started. I'm going to go ahead and start up just the most basic example in PuzzleScript. So PuzzleScript is all about making games that are set on a grid and that have levels that are puzzles. So this is kind of the default project where you got boxes that you push around, you want to get them onto targets. When you win a level, you go to the next level. And that's exactly how our game is going to work. There's not going to be a target, and there's going to be a player. There's not going to be a crate. There's going to be pipes that have different kind of angles. UD pipe, so that's an up-down pipe. We are going to make pipes orange. Okay, and then we'll just kind of draw the shapes here in the text editor for what those pipes should look like. The up-down pipe is going to be like this. So the number 0 refers to orange, so we're going to go this. That LR pipe Alright, so I've spent a couple of minutes just messing around drawing these different pipes.
Now it was time to put these elements together in a level.
This is a level with nothing but a single piece of grass. We'll go ahead and make the floor like tile, I guess. We'll say white, and is there a light? Yeah, light fray. No, light gray. Okay, yeah. There's gotta be a, we'll say like a faucet where the water starts. The cup, we'll make it dark gray now. And that faucet will also make that dark gray. So I'll just make it like just a vertical pipe. We've got the ability to just kind of place these things down how they should go in the level and put our player in. And so this is kind of like a test level for us. Each PuzzleScript game has the basic controls already defined where your player can just kind of walk around like this. And so these things are on the same collision layer, so I cannot move over them, which is what I want. But what I do want also is for the player to be able to push these pipes. I'll say here in the rules basically, if there is a moving player into a pipe, and so that will be any kind of pipe, then the player should continue moving, and the pipe should start moving the same way away from the player. This is how rules work in PuzzleScript. What happens on the left will turn into what's on the right. So now if we run this, we will be able to push this pipe or any other kind of pipe that we spawn in. Pipes will kind of automatically connect to each other when you put the right sides together. So if I put this here and then pushed it, it will push that top one with it. We'll say if there is a right moving R pipe, and then over here is an L pipe, then what that should change into is a moving R pipe still, and also a moving L pipe. Okay. Then I just need to apply this in all 4 directions. Hopefully that works. So basically I can push this around, but then if I push these together, look at that, they join together. But one interesting thing that will happen is if I do this, it's going to separate them back out. I could try and make that not happen, or I could accept it as part of the rules. For now, I'm going to accept it as part of the rules, and that'll just be a cool thing you can do. Is that these things kind of like want to be joined, but then you can push them apart if you do enough finagling with them.
The next rule will dictate how water moves between pipes.
I will make an item that's going to be called water, and is blue, and that's just going to be blue all the way through. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the visuals of these pipes slightly to make it hopefully look a little bit better visually. So nothing should look different in our game so far. Yep, water has been defined but not assigned to a layer. The layer that water should be in is under everything else, except the background. So it's going to be under the player, the wall, and all that stuff. So let's say that every frame, the game is just going to try and make water run its course through everything. So we're going to run late rules. So this is everything that happens while the player is moving. But then let's say there's going to be a late, any water that's in any cell anywhere should be destroyed. So then there's no water. Then what I should do is make it so that the faucet spawns a water. Oop, but it should stay a faucet. Faucet and water on the same tile. So yeah, the water will spawn on the faucet, and so that should just look like that's what's happening. Yeah, water spawns on the faucet every single time. There needs to be, again, rules that apply in 4 directions, but late. So we're gonna say late, right. If there is water on an R pipe next to no water on an L pipe, that should become water on an R pipe next to water on an L pipe. All right, so then I'm going to do the same thing that I did above. This is to make water flow. In theory, this should just work. Yeah, so there we go. And so now water can just genuinely flow, and it doesn't just flow down. It's gonna, oh, it just flows down. Okay. Wait. What? Okay, I've messed up. Hopefully, hopefully this works a little better. Let me just rebuild this. Yeah, so we've got that. It can get it started, but then why is this not doing what I had expected? Oh, here's what we gotta do. We gotta make this loop. Start loop. End loop. Yeah, because it's just running through these rules one time. And it's not like cascading them the way it should. So now if I rebuild this, yeah, then it works. Okay, awesome.
The final rule puts water into the cup and completes the level.
What should happen here is I can just do this. Yep, and it fills the cup with water. That is awesome. And then our win conditions are all cup on water. So then if I rebuild that, win condition satisfied, and so then we win the level. Okay, I think that's the rules for the game done. We've got 32 minutes left to make some interesting levels with these rules. So level 1 is just, you walk your player over here, you have the pipe, and I think people will kind of infer that's what your goal is, and so then it'll push you to the next level. You know what, let's do this, make it another straight pushing one, but let's say I want you to realize that you've got to push these things together. Oh yeah, this level's kind of cool, because it's going to kind of, I think, bait you into an incorrect solution. So if you push this and then push this, then you're just kind of stuck because now they're all joined up together. But if you first instead do like this, and then this, so this kind of in one shows you can push them together, and sometimes it's good to not push them together. Yeah, that's a cool level 2. Let's do another level where now we'll say the water's gonna start up here. It's gonna end down here. It's like I felt before. It's like either we're coming up with the most deviously difficult puzzle of all time, or I've just made some impossible nonsense. Oh my gosh. But it's possible. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, yeah. That's actually an insane one. That's one of those puzzles where you know, when it's that tough, I've got to record myself solving it so that I don't forget in 5 minutes. But I've already forgotten. Okay, so that's like a later game level for sure. So let me now do the level that should come in between this, which doesn't introduce breaking them up.
Level creation was going great, but then I noticed something wasn't quite working right with the game.
I don't know why that bottom one's not getting pushed. It's kind of like it can just... And why is it not pulling that? Why is this not pulling this? That moving pipe applies movement to there, but yeah, that one rule. Oh my gosh! Start loop, end loop. I need to also loop this. Man, I'm acting like a knucklehead. Alright, watch this. Boom. Okay, now everything drags. There's one level that's missing from this collection, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it here. And that is just a much simpler boom. Put the cup here. It ain't quite possible with this, so what I'm gonna have to do is, hate to do it, but just grow the level by 1. Just give me a bit of room. Cool. These things in, and now this is the level. These next 2 levels, I'm a little bit scared I've accidentally made them impossible through some things that I've changed. You know, if that's the case, that's too bad. Yeah, we're at 1 minute! I'm good. Here's what I'm gonna do. I can make the level possible. I guarantee you that makes it possible. I'm gonna just give the player a little bit more space. This level down here. Ooh, it's about to be a mystery. Dot. I don't know. If I made these a little easier, I can live with that. Share. And we're done.
Pencils down.
I used every second of that time, but Leaky Faucet is done. I was so focused, I forgot I'm even streaming. Did I say anything bad?
No.
Okay, good.
You can play Leaky Faucet at galactical.itch.io and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more game development videos. Thanks for watching.